Phillies started 2-1.
Yep.
So,
hey man, that Phillies I did plug the wrong joint. That Phillies lineup, bro.
take a hit.
That joint potent.
I know. Started 2-1.
Hold up.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought my thing got knocked loose. My bad. It's not Tim's fault. It's my fault. Everything was connected, and now we good. All right. Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You got Wayne and Tim in the building tonight. It's an anticlimactic end to the regular season, but it still was a little bit interesting. This game. It was a couple things made this game interesting, in my opinion. B-ball Paul got a chance to play. I think he actually last couple games, he got some minutes. He's actually shown some energy and a penchant for getting rebounds and defense and fouling. But that being said, I mean, and he put on his offensive display tonight. You saw he was like, I'm gonna get what I could get right now.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not mad at him. Now we get geared up. We get that matchup. The matchup Tim was scared of. And the matchup I have to acknowledge that I understand why he is afraid of. So, but that being said, I still think that us against them in a 7-game series, I think we wear them down. But that being said, we need to see the Maxey that we seen tonight, and along with B, we need the Maxey that we seen tonight, and we're gonna need either Harden or Toby to step up and play and do something offensively, you know what I'm saying, to help that 3-headed monster. But did you get anything from tonight? What you see tonight?
No, it was fun seeing B-ball Paul play. I mean, he gave us a lot of energy out there. To me, he solidified his being a backup center, and I hope this happens. I hope Doc actually plays him as the backup center. You also see why Doc didn't want to play him too, because he's a loose cannon. You really gotta. I saw you see Maxey almost snap on him. He's like, "Yo, do not foul him. Like you're playing well." He's like a cage animal. He needs, and I guess this comes where he needs more time to play the sport. But I'm encouraged for him to play the backup center. And it's funny because we was mad at Doc earlier in the year because he was saying he sees him as a backup.
There are people in the comments saying Doc was hating on Paul Reed still.
I mean, this is what we fail to realize.
I'm talking about tonight after what he did tonight. Doc still throwing some shade.
Why? I mean, I don't understand that. Everybody keeps trying to realize at the beginning of the year, we had a true backup. We had a backup center. So it was hard to get Paul Reed minutes at the backup center because you had Andre Drummond backing up Joel Embiid. And that was the best tandem at center.
Hold on a second, real to it. Hey, Starscream said, Wayne, you actually showed up tonight. I missed one night and people lose their mind. I'm on this.
No, you missed two. It was two.
Huh?
It was two.
You wasn't on here last night either. I was ready to go last night.
No, I'm talking about it was two. You missed this one and the one before that. You missed 2 in a row.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I know I popped in late. If you recall, I popped in late. All right. I was running late and I got in here and I got on late. I wasn't on when it first started, but I got in here late.
Right. You ain't showing the thumbnail, so I thought you wasn't there.
So this is what I'm saying. I missed one. I'm here when we do road trips on the West Coast, 10 o'clock games. I'm on here at 2 o'clock in the morning. Got to get up and go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. I missed one game and people lose their freaking mind. What's going on?
You right, Starscream. Tell him to show up. He's a part-time.
Guess what? Y'all know what I got? I have a family, I have kids, and I have a job that pays my bills. So from time to time, actually though, I was gonna come on. I had a headache though. I ain't gonna hold you.
That's all.
I was in here watching.
That's what all it was. He wasn't feeling too good.
I had a headache. I was in this joint, man. I was going to, but I couldn't stand to see the lights on.
Yeah, but hold them accountable, Starscream.
I'll just take it that y'all missed me then. That's all. Y'all just missed because y'all just take it that y'all missed me. Starscream said I missed Thursday like Thybulle missed that shot.
Yo, shout out
I did miss coming on a good show though. I did want to come on. My head was killing me, Brian. I ain't gonna hold you. But
Um,
appreciate the super chat, Starscream.
exactly. But again, this game was they was resting K Cunningham, so this was really just nothing but a scrimmage. But I like what I saw with Paul Reed. I really do. He gives us that energy. He gives us that energy, and it's like he's going to get all. Doc just got to realize he's going to get all 6 fouls. So just let him play. Let him get those 7-8 minutes out.
But that's all I was saying. Listen, that's what I kept saying. He's going to give you the energy that these other teams bring in young guys to give them this energy, and that's why the Sixers get wore down when they in there and when Embiid got to be in there fighting against all these other young guys that's coming in and you just throwing bodies and bodies at the Sixers starters.
Yeah,
The Sixers need that with some young guys. Throw Paul Reed in there to frustrate somebody, hack him up, or just how aggressive he is on the rebounds. That's going to frustrate people. Like you need to put somebody like that in there.
He offensive rebound nicely, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like I'm the way we matched up is now we're the 4th seed. As you know, we are officially playing Toronto in the first round of playoffs. Either we play next Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if the schedule came out yet. And so playing Toronto in a 7-game series, it don't feel good. I felt a little better when we had a chance to play Cleveland or Chicago. But I mean, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. My expectations aren't high, but I'm not gonna go in there and say I'm scared either. I mean,
Guess what? This is what Doc's supposed to be, the big time coach that we brought in. Harden's supposed to be the big time trade acquisition that we made, and Embiid's supposed to be the MVP candidate and the leading scorer. Shout out to Embiid to get the scoring title this year, first big man since Shaq.
Congratulations to Joel Embiid.
Yes, sir. But I'm saying that being said, we have all these pieces. Tyrese Maxey's supposed to be next up and coming star. Tobias Harris is a black hole. But that being said, listen, these guys got to do their job, especially on Harden and Doc and Embiid has to do their job. Those are the big 3 that we're really counting on. I would like to see some more consistency from Maxey, like the way that he plays when he does step up and play big. I would like to see that, but everything is going to fall on Doc, Embiid, and Harden's shoulders in this series.
Here's why I'm gonna tell you why I think we got a shot, and also why I'm nervous. I guess I should tell you why I'm nervous first. I'm nervous because I don't know about that the Niang injury that he suffered. Like he's out, he got injured. And so with that being said, though, the last 2 games that we played the Toronto Raptors, he was a -20 on one game and a -22 in the other. So
was that because of the injury, or was that
I don't know. All I know is that when he's in the game, they make runs on us. So it may be a blessing in disguise, who knows? But I do know that he has been a really good person off the bench for us as far as scoring at that scoring option. And if he's hurt, I don't know what impact that's going to have on the game. Also,
why, Mr. Wayne? Why you hating on Paul Reed? What Paul Reed doing in the press conference? He said he got a -30 for sentence structure lessons.
Yeah, he's not that well.
Listen, we talk about this all the time. You know how I tell when we say like you need somebody that we tired of the proper people, like you know the etiquette, like the ones that come in and speak all proper, that like they was a suburban raised. You need somebody that was skipping school and just playing ball all the time. That's what you want, 2 of them type dudes. That's all they know is basketball. Give me the ball, I dunk the ball.
He got a mush mouth, but it's okay. I still like him. Then I'm also a little concerned also with the fact we won't have Thybulle for 2 games in a series when we go. So we got to take care of home court. The important thing is those first 2 games we have to win. We cannot afford to split those 2 games. In order for us to be successful, we do got to win game 1 and game 2, because then it's going to be hard to go on the road and not have Thybulle. I mean, say you went offensively, he may not be dominant, but he does present a problem for a lot of defenses.
Well, hopefully we get the early series Doc coaching. You know how Doc get up on them 3-1 leads, and then maybe he'll catch something that had to sit down and let Cassell or somebody finish the series out. but hopefully, if we was to get out to a lead like that, hopefully we could coach. I think if we can get an early lead in the series, I think it does fare better for the Sixers, because I think that Joel Embiid, their physical that's my whole theory with going against teams with Joel Embiid. It wears them down to have to play. It takes a lot of energy to play somebody big and dominant like that. You've seen that when Shaq was in the league, when Shaq would dominate, like guys get wore down going up against him. Now that being said, that's why I say it's important. Harden has to show up. Harden's going to have to average 24, 25 points this series.
And that's the thing. And not shoot 20. He's shooting 31% from the field.
Honestly, even if he's shooting bad from the field, if he's getting that, like he's getting it on foul calls or something, I don't care. But I just need him score. I need him to score 20-something points a game. I need Maxey to score. Between Maxey and Toby, one of them needs to score about 20 points a game too. That's what we're gonna need the way the team is playing.
Harden hasn't shot over 50% from the field in the last 12 games. Hopefully with this week off.
And still scoring over 20 points. Well, I don't know what he's averaging. He might be averaging over 20 points a game.
Yeah. So with this week off, I just hope whatever. Because he's in all honesty, he's probably one of the keys, a key factor. Because if you remember, we didn't get blown out by Toronto at all this year. So it's not like it's totally lopsided. What it is we're going to have to do the little things in order for us to win this game. It's like I'm expecting Embiid shoots 82% from the free throw line. In this playoff series, we're going to need him to be more consistent. Even though he's shooting a really good percentage, instead of going 8 for 11, he might have to go 10 for 11 a couple games. He might have to go.
No, but and that's what he does. I think you mentioned this a couple pods ago. His shooting, his free throw percentages dropped a little bit.
Yeah,
and I don't know what that's. Maybe this is like have been mentioned multiple times. And like, when's the last time Embiid played this many games in the season? So maybe that's what I'm saying. So maybe, and that's the good part of having this week off. We get to see, rest up for this week and get and see. Bro, if Harden could just hit an open shot, open three, if he could just hit an open three, it opens up so much for this team.
It'd be nice.
Even if Harden could hit an open three, Thybulle won't even bother as much, because if you have Harden hitting that open three, he still can get into the paint and cause disruptions. But if he's not hitting that open shot, they're going to give him the BS treatment, step off of him and dare him to shoot if he's not hitting.
And I think the biggest thing,
BS is Ben Simmons. I hope nobody gets offended. BS Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. But the biggest thing for us for this particular game, for the series, is going to have to be, we're going to have to offensive rebound. We get killed off of rebounding playing against the Toronto Raptors. Because if you notice, that last game, we scored at will. We was rolling, and then they start getting a second shots. And this was happening late in the quarter. That's why initially we was up 15, 17-2. Then they came back and they closed the gap. But it's because they was getting those second opportunities to get those rebounds. So rebounding is going to be key.
And this is where Doc is going to kill us, because he's going to force DeAndre Jordan in there, who can't get up and down the court to guard anybody. And even if you put him in there, put Paul Reed in there for moments Paul Reed is active defensively. He runs up and down the court. I would like to see Paul Reed on Siakam earlier than, by the time they put Siakam on him in that Toronto game, Siakam was fully rolling. He was going straight through Tobias that whole second half, and then he tried to throw Paul Reed in there for like 1 or 2 plays and then yanking back out. Let him get in there. Let him get in there. Let him, even if he doesn't stop him, you're still putting an active body to make him work harder. This is where Doc has to do a better job.
Doc gonna do some coaching. I don't trust him. Unfortunately, Tobias, if you look at him, he has a 5-point game against Toronto this year and an 8-point game against Toronto this year. So he's come up short playing against them. And the reason being is they got athletes. He's not that athletic. He's a hard worker. Respect the work that he puts in. It's just like he can't match the athletes that they got on that team. The boy.
No, easy money. Oh, my fault. But easy money. They saying how people saying how Doc really don't like Paul Reed, and he don't. This has been the biggest knock on Doc for me. Is these young guys, give them some time to play, and because somebody mentioned earlier, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna scroll all the way down here, but somebody mentioned earlier, I was like, Doc probably looked like he was mad because Paul Reed was you know what, and you're right. You know what shows me that Doc doesn't like Paul Reed? What do you usually do if somebody comes off the bench or somebody's balling out and it's like the last game of the season, what do you usually do toward the end of the game? You pull them out early. You like with that last time out or the last stop and play when it's like 15 seconds left, you bring him out and sub in for him so that he comes out and the crowd give him a standing ovation. Doc didn't do that move. That told me Doc don't like him. Because that's the stuff that you do we didn't see him do that stuff for like TJ McConnell and all these other kind of guys that sometimes this the kind of stuff you do for somebody like that. You boost him up like, okay, young boy, you balled out. Send a sub in there for him. And then as he walking off the court, you get a couple minutes of the crowd.
The crowd would have they would have ate it up.
They would have went crazy.
That would have been his moment. He gave him 25 tonight. He played very well. I mean, he does some silly things within the game. And we even said that earlier. We was like, yo, there's something about him that is the reason why Doc doesn't trust him, because he does do some stupid stuff on the court.
But you know what I say about that though, and yes, we've all said that, but that don't stop Doc from putting other people in there. Like it don't stop him from putting what's the guy's name? Danny Green do a lot of dumb stuff out there, but he a vet. Okay, but he do dumb stuff. Look at DeAndre Jordan. How many times he do dumb stuff out there? Doc keep him out there. And he even willing to keep going to him. So that's why I'm saying Doctor miss me with that stuff, man. He one of them old head, one of them hating old head types. It comes off, like the old heads that think that ballers in the 80s was better than nowadays. Like, man, see, back then they was real ball players. Nowadays, like, come on, bro. Like the young boys, if the young boys are showing that energy and playing, give them some burn.
I understand, but Doc, his stubbornness might cost him his job, so he need to really take the chance to just trust him. I mean, what you got to lose?
Doc might be trying to tank. He want to go coach the Lakers. He probably gonna try to head out there with Bron and coach the Lakers.
He might want to go home. His house is out there. He been in the Clippers all those years. He still got his house out there, so he might want to go home.
Hey, Raj. I guess Raj, I take it you're a Toronto fan. Hey, listen. Hey, we gonna see. Hey, what happened? Tim, you cut us off. We still live though, right?
I think we still streaming live.
Yeah, we still live. Tim cut us off. Tim stopped the recording. You don't want no video evidence of this?
All right.
Hey, but I guess Naj is a Toronto fan. Hey, listen, we give all your starters back. Van Fleet, guess what? Van Fleet might hurt y'all a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because guess what? It looked like y'all had a whole bunch of guys shooting while he was out. So now he's gonna come in shooting. He's gonna be a mismatch on defense though. But we just don't know if Doc gonna exploit it.
I hope you don't be giving it to Maxey though. I hope you don't be taking him to the shooting his head off. But even Maxey, we gonna need Maxey to step up. But this is James. This might be do or die for James Harden if you think about it though. He's in a contract year. I mean, him and Morey pull some.
He didn't sign that He didn't sign that extension, so
he didn't.
He's playing for the big contract now.
Yeah, but crazy thing is Morey. They did that whole when they did initially did the trade. That same day he was supposed to sign that for that he wanted the next year option. He didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
It was that 4-year deal. So, and right now, if he wants to, he could literally walk away after the series. If he say he don't want to be a Sixer no more, he could walk away, and all the assets that we gave up would mean nothing. It'd be in Jersey's hand, and we would have got nothing for him. So this is important. Yeah. I mean, this series is really, really important. How we play, not even just the series, but if we can get past the series, the farther we go. But if this ends early, it's going to be heads rolling for a lot of folks.
Hey, listen, I'm still not afraid of the playoff ball is a little bit different. The pace of the game changes up a little bit. Miz sent the super chat to you.
Yeah, but Miz, here's the thing, Miz.
You told me you're supposed to read the super chat and then answer. That's what you told me.
So he said, "No, tell him Paul Reed earned this. He only deserves ups." I get that. I'm rocking. I'm definitely rocking with Paul Reed. I've seen enough. It's the stubborn behind coach that we got that's in charge of everything. He's the one that's stubborn. He's the one that needs to make the decision. Okay, I'm gonna play this guy because I think for us to be successful, we might have to play Paul Reed and Joel Embiid together.
That's what I thought they should have been doing already. Because then you could pull Joe out onto the perimeter and you just send Paul Reed down there to be active on them boards.
Yeah. And we'll be okay.
Yeah, hey Dominic, I agree. I think the Sixers do have to slow it down, and that's the one. First of all, Harden's paying for a contract because there's no way you sign him to an extension if he doesn't show up this playoffs. We do need to keep the turnovers down. Toronto likes to get out and run. They play active. They get in the passing lanes and they run. And when they get you on the run, they hit you up with the outside shots and their athleticism. So that being said, it's kind of hard to play that style of basketball for a whole series. So if the Sixers control the pace and tempo and get into the beat and Harden and the pick and roll, pick and pop, and Harden actually hit some outside shots, I think we should win this in 6.
Oh yeah, Phil. See, Phil saying the same thing. He think we should play So you said we should win in 6?
Yeah, if we control the pace of this, yes. Because
Okay.
if it gets into a rip and running up and down the court game, Toronto will mess around and blow us out the water. We cannot get into that with them with the type of team that we have. But if we can slow down and dictate everything and get the pace of it and play at that level, I think it wears them down more. If they have to sit there and fight against Embiid for 7 games, I think it wears them down. When and when you're ripping and running that style of play, that's what I'm saying. That style of play, a lot of times when teams have that style of play, it don't translate all the way into a championship, in my opinion.
See, I don't know. The bull Gary Trent Jr. He's been playing well against the Sixers. I mean, they got so many threats on their squad. I mean, Siakam, he lights up when he plays us because especially when he get the ball. Like, think about it. What's the biggest weakness on our team? To me, I see it as being our the small forward position, and that's where he's at. That's where he's dominating.
Who's that?
Siakam.
Siakam's not the power forward. For some reason I feel like Siakam's a power forward.
I mean, he's interchangeable.
They had him going up. He was going against Tobias. They had Tobias trying to defend him, and they
had Tobias, and Tobias. There was nothing they could do. That's that wing position is. That's what they have. That's what I'm
saying. And the last time we played, Siakam really got off in the second half, and that's where I'm saying the same way when you're going against a superstar, it wears you down trying to guard him. The same way Giannis wears people down, Siakam's going to wear those guys down. That's why you bring in a Paul Reed, somebody that's long and athletic, and let him go ahead against him and give him some fits for a while. Even if he cook him, make him work. You know what I'm saying? Like it was looking easy for Siakam against some other guys.
Tobias, it was just a mismatch. Tobias just didn't play well. And one game he was 3 for 10. Like he shot 30%. And we still never got blown out in none of these games. That's the thing. All that being said, the way we played, James Harden struggling, Tobias struggling, Embiid with the turnovers, all of that happened, and we still never got blown out. The thing was they hit clutch baskets at the end, and it was offensive rebounding like crazy. That's what we're going to do.
It's good points in there, Phil. You're right. To wear him down, we got it. Embiid does have to establish himself deeper in the post. And the one thing, but again, it was Indiana, but the game following that Toronto game, it looked like they made a concerted effort of Embiid getting down and getting positioned down low early. And when he does get down there early, they got to get the ball down there to him. That's one good thing I do like about it, though, about us going up against them. We're going to have him be rested for about a week and a half or something like that. So he's going to come in there fresh, and maybe he'll go in there with that and demand that attention and demand foul calls inside by his play, not just calling out for it and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll have a fresh Embiid, fresh Harden. I mean, I'm more excited about a fresh Embiid. I'm still, I don't know. I got to wait and see. Hopefully Harden is pulling the rope of dope. Hopefully he's taking it easy during it, and then all of a sudden he come out rejuvenated.
I would love it. Like
I would too. I ain't betting on it, but I would love to see it.
So we went 1-4 against this team this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now in the first game, obviously Embiid didn't play because he was out. But still, when we lost to them, when we beat them 1 game.
Hey, Raj, last time we played Toronto in the playoffs, Van Fleet got squat. So stop running his name up here. We strapped him. You only won that series because Kawhi Leonard went bonkers.
Who strapped him?
The Sixers.
Who strapped him?
The Sixers, because at times when Ben was on, At times when Ben was on, Kawhi, no matter who's talking, Ben was playing Kawhi at times, and Van Fleet still ain't banned nothing.
And not only that, though, then we still missing the other boy who could strap, won't be able to play 3 games in the series because he refused to get vaccinated. So it's going to be a tough matchup. I'm saying 6.
Yeah, he gonna mess around and get a whole lot of he gonna mess around and get a whole lot of flack for not getting them shots. If he plays well in the games at home and then can't play on the road and we lose, everybody's gonna be coming at the Thybulle.
They know they won't. For some reason, they don't come at them.
Oh, they will. Trust.
They let him get away with fouling twice on a 4-point play last year, and he got 0 blame. It was all Ben's fault. So no.
Yeah, well, I mean, no. That was that. You're gonna make me explain this again. That series was Ben's fault, in my opinion, because he ran from doing what he had done all season. He ran from the ball. And I defended Ben during the season and what he brings to the team, his defense. The Sixers had no point guard last year, except for Ben Simmons. And whenever Ben Simmons came out the game, we struggled with turnovers and everything else. When they started fouling him, he ran from his point guard duties, and that's what killed us, in my opinion.
He still, you say he was a point guard. He still averaged 9.5 assists a game.
But he ran from handling the ball in the fourth quarter because he was afraid to get fouled. That's what I'm saying. We needed Ben to bring the ball. And that's why I'm saying the one thing that we talk about Harden scoring and everything else, but Harden is doing an excellent job of facilitating for these other guys. But so if the other guys are hitting their shots,
everything he's doing, he's still turning the ball over at a high rate. James Harden. And
if you get 14 assists and 4 turnovers, or 14 assists and 6 turnovers, that's not a high rate. That's better than 2 turnovers.
The timing is important. If you turn the ball over late in the fourth
quarter, don't tell me about timing but he's also given timing of he's given clutch passes to Embiid in the fourth quarter, or clutch passes to Maxey or Tobias in the fourth quarter too.
What difference does it make if you still the end result is a first round, second round exit, regardless?
Well, we gonna see. They didn't get the exit yet, though. They didn't get the exit yet.
If it's the same thing, if the same results. All you did was you switched out Ben Simmons for James Harden, and you still exiting the first and second round. Then you got to start looking at the other players. You got a different coach, you got a different point guard, but it's the same results. Then you got to start looking at everything. It's not just the point guard, it's not just the coach. You got to look at all the players. Tobias Harris got to be shining on Tobias Harris.
Ben Simmons scored 7 points a game the last 3 games of that series.
And Tobias Harris just scored 5
points a game. 7 points a game the last. You know how much Tobias averaged like 24 points a game, or what was it? That series. Did you ever look and see what he averaged that series?
Did you see how many times he went to the free throw line versus how many times he made actual baskets? I mean,
so what? That's part of the game. All right, I ain't gonna get into this. And first of all, I was never a Ben lover. My whole point was I didn't say Ben. To me, Ben is not complete trash, like a lot of people would like to say. I think that there is things that he does well. However, his weaknesses are glaring, and the biggest weakness is mental. So if Ben Simmons would have played the playoffs the way he played in the regular season, or the way he played in the first round, we would have won against Atlanta.
But you discounting the eight turnovers that Embiid had that Atlanta game.
I'm not discounting it because that do matter. But that's why I say when your point guard is running from the ball duties, then everybody else has to do it. That's how come Embiid. That's the reason why Embiid purposely worked on bringing the ball up court this year in the offseason.
They don't say that about the Joker. Joker lost his point guard.
Okay, but Joker's not being. Joker also can't dominate like B does on offense and defense.
Yeah, but he does, except maybe not.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't dominate on. Embiid dominates both sides of the ball. So Embiid is still a better player than Joker, in my opinion. So, but that being said, my whole thing is if your point. That's why Embiid, when coming into this season, because all the stuff going on with Ben and what went on with Ben, he purposely set out to be able to handle the ball better. That's why this year we've seen him bringing the ball up court at times, going coast to coast and stuff like that, because he knew that at some point he would have to, thinking that Ben Simmons would be on the team. Well, now we have guys on the team that can do.
It doesn't matter. Anything they did in the regular season is over, and I still believe that he should get the MVP. I'm not sure. There's been a lot of doubters, but in my opinion, he deserved the MVP. But everything counts starting Saturday or Sunday, playoffs.
Yep.
I want to see what he do. He got to get us. He has to get us out of the first round. He has.
Who's that?
Joel Embiid. He got to will us.
It's going. No, if Embiid puts up the numbers he's been putting up, I'm not going to put that on him and say that it was him. If Harden's not playing his part, or if Maxey doesn't play, if Maxey comes in and averages 9 points a game for the playoffs, which I don't see happening, I'm gonna place the blame accordingly. The same way in last year's series, I didn't place blame on Ben when we lost the first game. I put it on Doc because Doc didn't put Ben on Trae Young and other games of that series. But once they started hacking him and he shied away from the ball is when we really had nobody to handle ball because we didn't have a backup point guard. We had no option. We had no plan B when Ben wasn't handling the problem.
That's Morey. But
no, that last year that wasn't Morey.
I'm gonna need Joel Embiid to go above and beyond. Yeah, Joe. Why not?
Morey was here last year. You're right.
Yeah, he was. He ain't make the right moves. In my opinion, he probably still should have. I'm thinking he should have traded for Kyle Lowry, but the more I think about it, if Thybulle was on that team now with all them great players defensively, they'd be nobody be able to score.
Let me ask you this: do you think Lowry would be better on this team or Harden?
For the cost?
I ain't talking about, because it would have been the same cost, basically. Actually, we might be getting off cheaper with Harden just because of the simple fact that we ain't necessarily got to sign him that big contract. If for Lowry to come here last year, Lowry wanted that contract extension signed before he got traded.
But that's the only thing. Like, or you just would have to give up either Tyrese or Thybulle. That's what they would.
But you've also been giving that money up. That money already would have been paid out.
But he's getting $100 million.
I don't know. That's a good point. It might have only been like $30 million a year. 20.
Yeah,
it wasn't as much.
Woodrow was $200 million. Man, I wouldn't want to give up Tyrese, but Thybulle on that team would look real nice. But I would give him keeping Seth, Andre Drummond, all of them, and all you giving up is Thybulle. And then
you think all you was gonna give up is Ben and Thybulle?
No, last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. For that, you think that's all you would have had to give up for Lowry?
Ben wasn't part. No, last year Ben wasn't part of.
Oh yeah, last year wasn't Ben. So guess what? We'd have made that trade, and then Ben still would have been playing Ben, and we'd have just been stuck with Kyrie with Lowry.
You would have had a true point guard in the fourth quarter where Ben wouldn't have been under that pressure. Where Ben could just do what he does with just.
What would have been and so Ben just would have been Thybulle.
Yeah, a souped up Thybulle, a better Thybulle.
Thybulle at least shoots a three and hits one occasionally, so he helps spread the floor a little bit.
But but Ben, he showed value. I'm just saying, think about it. Would you rather have that point guard, Kyle? I would take that. I
would rather have Harden as my point guard right now than Lowry.
Okay, I would rather have the whole Harden. I don't trust this Harden right now. He can't shoot. And can't shoot and still averaging about 20-something points a game. So, I mean, there's something to be said for that. But hopefully he finds his shot. Hopefully he rests in that hand. I love moving the goalposts when it comes to NBA. I never move the
goalposts. You ever peep that? You ever peep that? Don't
I don't move it. Somebody said I need help. This business is hate.
Hey, all right. So wait, we talking about Ben real quick though. Is Ben gonna play in the playoffs?
That's what the news came out today that he's looking sharp.
No. Don't tell me he's looking sharp because I saw that. I couldn't help but laugh. I know y'all seen it. This was the Brooklyn Nets tweeting out Ben Simmons jumper in Brooklyn, and they was like hyped up because they saw him hit a couple. I was like, you could have just put a Sixers. All they had to do was bring in one of the old Sixers videos that we seen every off season about Ben Simmons working on his jumper. Like, come on.
It looked good.
I hope he plays this playoffs.
Oh man. So what's your I told you was my keys to victory. What's your keys to victory for the series?
The keys to the series is going to be keeping the turnovers down and energy. because Toronto brings energy, and I think we have to have. Not saying that we have to have the energy to rip and run up and down the court with them, but when we get down in there, Embiid has to be aggressive inside. Whereas though, and not just aggressive as in throwing his body around looking for the fouls, but being aggressive, looking to score and make the refs call the calls. That's what he has to.
He got to score fast too. Before they collapse on him.
Well, and part of that is getting the ball in there fast enough too.
Yeah.
Harden does a pretty good job of it, and Doc has to draw. Doc is going to have to draw up some kind of sets. Whereas though, like when they play that zone, it has to be some kind of high-low in there, like where. But see, Tobias don't know how to throw the ball in there. That's where Tobias has to be able to make an entrance pass and to get it to be where he can make that play quick down low. So I mean, we'll see. I also think we'll see if the Raptors shoot. I think the Raptors shooting for the most part comes off of them with fast breaks and getting the ball out on a run. And I think playoffs basketball is more slowed down. So we'll see. We'll see. I think the Sixers still can. I think Embiid can still wear them down. I think it's going to be a big plus for the Sixers to have Embiid be rest of the week going into it. Like I said, this is the most games I think maybe he's ever played in the season. Now you get the rest up. Go get a hyperbaric chamber like T.O. and LeBron. Rest that body up and come on out.
I trust Embiid. I trust Maxey. I don't trust Harden, and it's like because I don't know what I'm going to get, and that's scary because I don't know. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but if we lose, because they got the boy Chua, they got so many players out there. They got the boy, what's the rookie boy they got on that team? He seemed like he always hit clutch baskets.
We'll see. And guess what? And that's the other thing about young players. We'll see. And the same thing goes for Maxey. We'll see when that light get bright. That light get brighter in the playoffs. It get a little bit more intense. So, we'll see. We know Siakam. I mean, that's even Siakam. The last time they played against the Sixers in the playoffs, I mean, Siakam came out hot the first game, but after that, he kind of faded away a little bit. When they started putting Embiid on him, he faded off a little bit. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. But that's the part that probably worries me the most is the coaching matchup, because I think Nick Nurse is prone to make changes when necessary, and I don't know that Doc is.
Yeah, and Nick Nurse has always played the six as well, and even when he used to throw. What's the Australian? What's the guy that used to be the big guy? He retired recently. That center. We always say he played Embiid well.
Are you talking about Gasol?
Yeah, Gasol. He played when he was on there. He played Embiid well. Then again, with these young guys, he just knows how to front Embiid. He knows how to get into him. So it's like Embiid has to play a little bit differently, make quicker decisions. He's the MVP. I don't care what they say. He's the MVP this year. But it's going to be on him.
Like I said, hey, listen, all I got to say is all y'all Toronto fans, all in here, all up and giddy, just make sure y'all come back and take that medicine if y'all take that loss. I know y'all going to come in here if y'all win and going to come here talking. But shout out to all our Atlanta people, Hambino, and I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the names. We had some people last year in the Atlanta tournament. We was going back and forth. They came here, and they even showed up some games this year. You know what I'm saying? Listened and had some conversation. So don't be chumps. Don't run. Don't run if y'all take that loss, though. Come back with that same energy that you talking about Toronto got. Because it's a difference in playing a 7-game series against a bigger team.
That's true. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of people. There's a lot of them here now.
Yeah, I see they flying all around there. The boy Nod, he real loud. He got a whole lot to say. He feeling real good. That's the other. I hope we smoke them just because y'all. But that's how it be. Remember how the Sixers felt when we had Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta, we got Atlanta. We go in, and Atlanta came in and did what they did. So, I mean, playoffs a little bit different.
The boy Kylie M said, "Rest in peace to Tim Fingernails." The series. You probably right. I'm being nervous. This is gonna be a rough week just thinking about this. I'm like, this is gonna be stressful for me. I know how it is. I love eat and breathe the Sixers though. So,
hey man, listen. I think I've been scarred enough by Philly teams. I'm not saying I don't get upset, but man, I got real life stuff I deal with. So this ain't gonna be a source of stress for me. You know what I'm saying? They going like remember when Brian when they was mad at Brian because Brian didn't win that. I think when they lost to Dallas or something, and Brian was like, "I'm gonna go home to my mansion."
Yeah. Like I'm cool.
Listen, them players gonna go home, they gonna chill. I'd have been through all that. You know what I'm saying? Be mad, ready to break a TV, stomp on the door, slam a remote control, all that. Nah. Yeah, you know, I do hope that we win. And I would like to see my favorite players play well, but that being said, this is sports, bro. This is a getaway from the stresses. So I'm not gonna let this stress me.
I know. I just after that trade though, when we first made that trade, my expectations just shot up. Like I'm like, okay, we got a shot to win. Now I'm looking, it's 5 teams coming out the East that all are like kind of even. It's 5 teams, and really it's 6. If you look how the way it ended towards the end, it's about 6 teams that has a legit shot at coming out the East. You got Miami, Boston, Sixers, Bucks, Brooklyn, and Toronto. You got 6 teams that can very well come out the East.
You know what series I'm interested in watching too? Is that Boston and Bulls? Because I know Boston routed them the last time they played. But I actually think they match up kind of. If Robert Williams isn't playing, I think that they match up pretty well with them.
I think they're going to handle them easily.
I don't. Right? You just miss how much Robert Williams makes a big difference in that lineup.
They only have 1 win against a winning team, like a playoff team. Hey,
listen. I kind of hope they do get smoked because then I want Levine to leave. I want him to come to Philly. That's who I wanted to come to this. I want Zach LaVine on this team.
I want
with Zach LaVine.
I want a super duper athletic dude, somebody 6'8", 6'9" that can play on the side of Embiid.
Oh no, Dominic. Oh no, I'll be mad if we lose. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say and play like I'll be like, oh, Kuna Matata, Woosa. I'm not gonna be all Shaquille Sunflower about it. I'm gonna be heated. But that being said, I'm not gonna be stressed. Like, sometimes, sports can make you sometimes. I've been through them, the Donovan McNabb Super Bowl and all that stuff. I've been through all the stress stuff. I'm like, I just can't let it stress. I got high blood pressure. I'm getting too old for that, to be stressing about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Had me walk around mad, fussing at the kids because they playing and making too much noise. Like, shut up! I ain't gonna do all that.
On cue, I probably will watch the Nets playoff minutes. It's not gonna be more, but I am gonna be watching the Nets. I'm gonna be glued to the Nets as well. I'm gonna be watching all.
Wait, what you said? Oh wait, it's the Nets and Celtics. The Nets and Celtics are facing each other. Will be facing each other in the first round.
It'll be Nets.
No, because the Nets would be the 7th seed, so they would play the 2 seed, right?
Would it be the 7th or the 8th? But that's a good. I don't know.
That's a good. Now that would actually be a really good series. The Nets and the Nets. But I think Boston might handle the Nets though, if Ben doesn't play. If Ben plays, it'd be it might be the Bucks because then the Boston is the 3rd seed. Are they? They still the 3rd seed, right? Yeah. I ain't look at the standings like after everything was over and done. So so Boston. So the 3rd seed is going to play the 6th seed. So that means Boston and Chicago are locked in. Us and Toronto, and then they just have to figure out who the Bucks and Heat are going to have to play. But imagine if the Bucks end up playing. That's interesting. Imagine if the Bucks end up playing Brooklyn. I think the Bucks will handle Brooklyn first round. You think they will? Yep. That'll be a good series. Yep. And the crazy thing, it's setting up to be good playoffs though. That's what I'm saying. Like, and you know what's interesting is because football just had a great playoffs. So it'd be nice to see the NBA look like it's setting up to have a good playoffs too. Maybe all the changes that they've made, like in the rules and stuff, and and stuff like that. Maybe that is setting up for better. You know what I'm saying? More what they say, more opportunity for everybody. The words slip on my mind right. Yeah, more parity in the league, in both leagues. I'm excited. Yeah, me too. I really would like to make it out of the first round because then I can really, really enjoy the rest of the other playoffs. But you lose the first round, it's gonna put a damper on it. Maybe not want to watch the next round. Might not take a round off. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I'm ready to see playoff basketball.
We got they interviewed Thybulle today. This is courtesy of Ethan, who's not.
Oh no, ho. He's right. As of right now, it's the Bucks versus the Bulls. The Bucks is in third. Boston is number 2 seed.
Boston is number 2 seed.
Boston is currently. I'm looking at the standing. He was right. My man was right. I'm sorry, I forgot who said it, but he right. Boston's number 2 seed. Boston is set up to play the number 7 seed or the number 7 seed. Yep.
Okay. So here's what the interview Thybulle. He said, "I'm not fully vaccinated. I was raised in a holistic household. I felt like I had a solid foundational medical resources. I've obviously had to reconsider and look at it differently." So if he
get the vaccine, he may get vaccinated if he feel like it's going to hurt the team. He might.
So if he got one, are they saying he about to get the second one? Like, will he be eligible? Maybe he's about to get the second one now.
Maybe he's going to get it.
Interesting.
Maybe he's going to get it. Hey, listen, I give Thybulle this. Thybulle from Australia. Australia didn't have to do the whole lot. Australia did. Matter of fact, I think Australia did do it like a lockdown for like a little bit of time. They didn't have. They wasn't pushing the vaccine like that. That whoever that woman president down there, she handled that. They got a good grasp on that virus quick. So maybe that's he coming from that mindset.
And when he say he came from a holistic background, his mom was like a holistic doctor. Before
I ain't mad at that that.
So he grew up. That's when he said he grew up in a household. His mom did pass away from leukemia years ago. But
yeah, but that could be. I mean, that could be anything. That I mean,
that had nothing to do with it. Like, so maybe he feels like he like loyal to his mom. I don't know. It just maybe he didn't feel like he wanted to do it. Take that. And I mean,
sometimes you raise a certain way. That's just you. So
yeah.
But it sounds like he's reconsidering it. Like if it would, and come on, you already know what they gonna do. They ain't gonna make him get a verdict. They gonna give him one of them placebos they've been giving half of the people, the ones they was giving the politicians. Like let me stop. Let me not put on the tinfoil hat. But you know all them.
Why you right? Thybulle did get COVID twice. He might want to chill with his mama's recommendation.
Well, he should be cool. And guess what? He got it. No, he got exposed to it twice. He didn't have it, did he? Didn't he just get under the protocol?
I think once he did get it. I don't know about the second one.
So he should be good. He lived through it. He all right.
Yeah, he might want to see a PhD. You might want to go a different direction next time.
Yeah, I wonder who this is going to be interesting in the it's going to be interesting. The playoffs. Oh, wow, Bucks actually got it. So that means we would hit if we beat Toronto, we would be either facing the Bucks or the Bulls in the second round. So,
wow, you're right. So Boston finished with the number 3. See, Milwaukee did that on purpose.
Boston and the Nets would be a tough series, though.
Milwaukee did that purposely. They were slick. I like what they did. They rested all their players to avoid.
And Boston had to win, or they would have been put down. So they had to come out win. That was. I would never be out.
Because what happened is, if Boston lost, they would have been playing a fourth. They would have played Toronto, and half their team wouldn't be able to play because they're not vaccinated. So if they won, then they got to go up against Brooklyn because they're the 7th.
No, Dominic, I don't think that's how it goes. I don't think it goes. What do they do reseeding? Because if we're in a usually
reseed.
Yeah, so if we're in this, according to this, the top and bottom play and the 2 middle play. So if we win, then we play the winner of the 3-6. And the 1-8 plays the winner of the
9-10.
Oh, wait. Hold on. No, you're right. I'm definitely looking at all this goofy.
So the 7-8 plays the 7-8 plays the winner.
Oh yeah, no, he's right. So we would have to play either the winner of the Miami series then. All right. Right or wrong? Bro, I don't know why all of a sudden I can't remember how playoff series work. I only looked at them all my life. So the winner of the 1-8, so the winner of the 1-8 will play the winner of the 3-6, and the winner of the 4-5 will play the winner of the 2-7. That's how it goes. So we might look at face. So if Boston and Brooklyn play, and if we beat Toronto, then we would have to play the winner of Boston and Brooklyn. Am I right now? I think that's how I got. I
No,
think
we're the four
right?
or five. So we play the winner of Miami. Whoever played Miami, number 1 and number 8. Oh, 9, 10. Because the 2 and 3, the second round, the second and third seed would play each other, and in the second round, the 4th and the 1st seed would play each other.
Hey Raj, don't get it twisted because people said that I missed one game, bro. I don't back down out of games that we lose. I come on. That ain't what I do. Trust me, I ain't got no problem with showing up. First of all, one game don't make a series to me. I don't get razzled over one game. Same way I don't get razzled earlier when we lose one game in the middle of the season and everybody talking about it's over, we're done, we're dead.
Yeah, Dominic,
we're dead,
right.
we're dead.
We play Miami in the second round.
So it is. So we play the winner of the 1-8 in the second round.
Exactly.
Okay.
We play the winner of the 1-8 in the second round, and that will either be. And I like our chances that we can get. I like our chances against Miami.
Well, so I mean, at this point, I'm just like they just got. If the Sixers show up and play, like we expect them to be able to play. I mean, Harden has to play better than he has been playing. Maxey has to be more consistent. If the Sixers play like we've seen them play in spots, then I think they could beat anybody. So I'm not, but they have to show up and play. And guess what? If they can't play like that and they show up and they don't, then they didn't deserve to go. They didn't deserve to win. So we'll see.
If you just shot 45% from the field, we going to the championship. Simple as that. Just shoot 45%. That's all I'm asking.
Starsky, what Thybulle smoke was I where was I running? What Thybulle smoke was I running from? In Toronto game? That's why I ain't understand. Like even Tim and them said, yeah, Wayne, you was running from. I didn't guarantee that. I didn't think that I guaranteed that the Sixers would win that game. I said Sixers in a series. I thought that's what I said, but I mean, if I misspoke, then I misspoke. But I don't know why anybody think I was running from anything from that one game. I'm not running from any one game this whole season.
I like that. Not so fast. Sixers will beat Miami, but Toronto is a tougher series. I kind of agree with that. I do agree with that.
Hey, guess what? We thought we had the easy seat. That's what I'm saying. Last year, we thought we had the easy track. Oh, we don't gotta play Brooklyn, or we don't gotta play Bucks. Oh, we good. This, that, other. And then we ran into Atlanta in the second round, and we lost in 7 games. So, I'm just looking like just show up and play. I'm just like just show up and play. If they show up and play how they supposed to be playing, I don't expect Tobias to play like he getting paid, but Harden to me needs to show up and play. Needs to be more efficient offensively on the scoring side of things, or basically on the shooting. He needs to be more efficient. Embiid has to make sure that hopefully he's rested and don't look like he's getting wore down. So we gonna have to see. The stars gonna have to come out and play, and the coaches gonna have to coach. So they're the main ones I'm looking at for this.
So now I'm curious, did Thybulle recently get vaccinated?
I don't know. Maybe he did, the way that he worded it.
He said, I'm not fully vaccinated. I was raised in a holistic household. I felt like I had a solid foundation of medical resources. I've obviously had to reconsider and look at it differently. So to me, that's saying I'm gonna have to listen to his so he didn't get fully vaccinated.
Well, Herb, I wasn't meaning to guarantee that game because I thought I was talking about the series. I said 6 and 6. I thought that's what I said, but if I said about that game, I wasn't running from no smoke on that because I didn't think I guaranteed it. But it is what it is. I don't run from nothing, bro. I comment back. You see, I read y'all comments. I talk back
when
people come in and
he only got one shot. He took the one shot. He said he ain't taking no more. So
when he took the one shot when though?
It was a while ago. He's not.
So if he get a shot now. Well, if he took one shot, he might as well go ahead and take a second one now.
Yeah, I guess he don't want to.
Yeah, all right. He'll see.
All right, so we out. All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing up. Just rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. That's so tragic what happened to him yesterday. I mean, and the boy Scheffner, is a sucker for trying to put that tweet up about him, like trying to put his career how it wasn't as successful as he would like. That was kind of corny, but rest in peace. I mean, that's a tragedy. I mean, young, 25 years old, birthday is about to be May 3rd. So
Yeah, you know why, and that's especially corny because they don't do that to the other ones.
they won't do it to nobody else.
They don't do that. Any other time when somebody dies something, and then you want to be sitting there talking about something. Oh yeah, he was trying to get himself together. He was trying to do this, that, and other. Like this young man just died getting out. He ran out. I think he ran out of gas in his car or something. So he's like trying to cross a highway or something like that, a roadway, and got hit by a truck or something like that and died. That's horrible, man. And so the first thing come out your mouth when you're tweeting about him dying, then you want to include in that his career was less than, like, that's tacky. That's corny.
Yeah, struggling to catch on, like deal with say a sucker dude. So I'm glad a lot of people called him out on it, which rightfully so. But Sixers, I'm gonna go out and say Sixers and 6. I don't feel it's not confidence, but I love my team. All right, but what you got? Sixers and what?
I got Sixers and 6. Well rested Embiid. I think well rested Embiid and Harden.
All right, so well rested Sixers and 6. Hopefully, see I can tear something. So let me stop.
Nah, I ain't saying that.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Catch us. You know what to do. Hit us up on all our Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We all
hit them likes. Make sure y'all hit them likes.
The like, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. We out.
Y'all get them likes up there. Get that monetary value in. I won't miss no games.
Watch the commercials too.